This is a practice of exposure and response prevention training as you would do it with acceptance and commitment therapy focus. So it's designed for anyone who is familiar with exposure and response prevention or exposure therapy and wants to integrate a bit of ACT skills into it. If you're not familiar, then it may be best to work with a therapist directly and then integrate some of these ideas in. So exposure in the ACT context is designed to increase psychological flexibility. So to be in the presence of the aversive or difficult trigger and to be attentionally flexible, i.e. we can put our focus where we want to and engage in life in a meaningful way, and behaviorally flexible. So we're not just pulled into the compulsions or self-defeating actions or escape moves or whatever we might be doing in the presence of the difficulty. So we have behavioral options. We can do meaningful things like connect with people, do things we enjoy, focus back into life. So it's really about increasing this window of flexible attention and behavior. Window of psychological flexibility is a Russ Harris idea, and it's a little bit like the window of tolerance, but instead of the window of tolerance, the idea that we could bring down an emotion perhaps or difficulty, instead we're focusing more on attention and flexibility of behavior. So if you are experiencing difficult thoughts and feelings right now, anxiety, depression, obsessions, compulsions, hopelessness, helplessness, anything at all, then you can just work with that, with what's showing up. If not, we're going to use some things to actually trigger the difficulty. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up an image, a word, a memory, or even you could watch a little YouTube clip or video or listen to something that triggers the difficult material and triggers the difficult response in your body. And then we're going to work with that with our skills. And, so examples of this might be if we're experiencing a lot of worry and sort of generalized anxiety, then we might think about some of the things that worry us. If we are experiencing OCD, we might bring up images, words, memories that might trigger our obsessions and then try to reduce the compulsions and work against that OCD circuit. If it's depression, we might just think about our reality gap, so the gap between the life we want to have and what we're experiencing just now. Social anxiety, we might use shame memories or difficult things in the future that we're worried about coming up. If there is pain and emotional pain there, then just work with what's there. Don't add anything in. So sitting comfortably, maybe closing your eyes to help with this, and to begin with connecting with your compassionate motivation, your values and goals behind this work. So think about the values and goals around your well-being, mental health, physical health, life direction, relationships, people you want to be more connected with. So bring those domains to life, those goals, those values, the things you want to do with your time rather than struggle with this. Connect with that. And then in the service of that, bringing up the difficult image, word, pressing play on the video, whatever it might be that you're using to trigger the difficulty, or working with anxiety, depression that's there already. And firstly, just acknowledging the thoughts and feelings. So notice in your mind, is it worry? Is it rumination? Is it analysis, check-in, reassurance? Is it just intrusive thoughts? Is it hopelessness, helplessness? So notice and name whatever's happening in your mind. And then quickly body scan and notice what difficult feelings are there. Soften, open up around them a little bit. Relax the body around them. Then come back to your body, stretch, move, get into your physical body. Any tight areas, move them, relax them, maybe focus on your breathing. Get a sense that you're in your body, can control your actions, even with this difficult stuff there. And then engage with the world around you. So look around you, and maybe for the first round, actually name what you can see and hear. Describe what you're looking at around you, and have some curiosity. See if you can notice things you didn't see before, detail, novelty. And in life, this might be just engaging in the action and activity, whatever you want to do with your time that reflects your values and goals. And then bring up the difficult stimuli again. So the image, the words, press play on the triggering video, whatever it might be. Remember the reality gap, remember the shame memory. And then again, acknowledge your thoughts and feelings. This time we'll spend a little bit longer on diffusing from thoughts, accepting feelings. So watch your mind, locate where you hear your thoughts, where you see the mental images, stand back, observe that, label it if it's difficult to observe it, give it a name, just say thoughts about and then what it's about, or say worry, obsessions, hopelessness, helplessness, judgment, inner critic. So name a little bit what you're experiencing. You could say a longer label like I am noticing worry. And just observe your mind. And then scan your body and notice what you're feeling. And if the feeling is very intense, you might go to an easier difficult feeling, so the edge of it or another bit of tension. If you feel comfortable with the difficult feeling, zoom in on it. Tightness in the chest, anxious feeling in the stomach, heaviness in the head, and investigate that feeling with curiosity. Keep unhooking from your mind as your mind throws in the judgment, the worry, the helplessness, hopelessness. I can't handle this, it's too much. Unhook from that, and then just investigate that feeling. If it's too much, then focus out, get into your body. Don't turn towards it, but if you're comfortable turning towards it, investigate it with curiosity. Open up around this feeling, relax the body, soften. Feel a sense of your whole body around this feeling, so a wider awareness. You could put a kind hand on the area and say something supportive to yourself. This is tough. I can get through this. Or if you don't believe that right now, say, I'm going to practice getting through this, accepting it, allowing it, so that I reduce the struggle. And then I can focus that energy and attention on things I care about. And then engage with the world around you. Look around you, notice what you can see and hear and what you're doing in this moment. And then again, bring up the difficult stimuli, the image, the memory. Press play on the video. Think about the reality gap. And again, just acknowledge the thoughts and feelings. Notice what your mind's doing. Notice what you're feeling. Find the difficult feeling. Put a kind hand on it. Breathe into it. Soften around that feeling. Unhook from the judgment. Watch your mind as it judges the feeling. And then connect with your compassionate self and say something supportive in your mind. What would you say to help a good friend or someone you loved going through this? This is really tough. You can handle this. Remember to be kind. What can you do today to support yourself? And then choose that action. Choose that action, what it would be, the compassionate action. Focus on that and go and do that. Right now, just engaging with the world around you, where you are and what you're doing. And you could use your compassionate inner coach to help you engage and go and take action. You could talk to yourself kindly. Okay, one step at a time, I can do this. Let's go and focus on this hobby or meeting this person or work or whatever it is, and guide yourself and narrate yourself through it with mindful attention and a compassionate inner coach. And then if we do another round of it, so once again, bring up the difficult memory image, the trigger, the reality gap. And again, acknowledge your thoughts and feelings. You could just name, observe what it is, or you could spend a bit longer diffusing and accepting, bringing self-compassion. For now, just acknowledging what's showing up, and then turning towards your values, thinking about these 4 areas of your life: love, health, work, play. Love being relationships, health being mental and physical health, work being study, contribution, anything, as well as a job, anything else, looking after your home, and play being leisure. And choosing one of those domains, thinking about a core value, like kindness, courage, assertiveness, commitment, determination, something like that. Choosing a core value and thinking about some actions and goals today that could reflect that. What could you do to live that today? Connecting with that. Also checking the workability. If I stay caught in these thoughts and feelings without working my skills to get out of them and into life, not to turn them off, we can't just do the off switch, but to get my attention and behavior out. If I don't do that, does it serve me? Does it help me live my values? If it doesn't, engage out. We might need to surf the urge. There might be an urge to stay in bed or do a defeating behavior, catch that urge, investigate it, make room for it, connect with this motivation, and then go out and take action and engage in the world. So whatever you do next, make it reflect those values, those goals, those actions, and go out there and do it. And we're just going to do a couple of quick runs through this because we might have to do it much quicker in the heat of the moment. So one more time, with that reality gap, that difficulty in mind, then just acknowledge your thoughts and feelings, unhook from your mind by watching your thoughts, make room for that difficult feeling, open up, maybe add in some compassion, say a kind word, and then engage out into the world and what you're doing and focus in. And then one more time, just notice your thoughts, make room for your feelings, and then engage in a value-based activity with compassion. So one more time, notice your mind, accept any difficult feelings, make room, relax, open up, feel your whole body, and then engage out into the world with values, with compassion to support you. And then keep bringing your attention back to whatever you're doing in the moment, whatever matters. And if you get another wave of the difficulty, the urge, difficult thoughts, feelings, then working with that, acknowledging that, making room, engaging back, bringing in compassion and values.